Central bankers meet in Jackson Hole this weekend to discuss monetary policy and, of course, growth issues around the world. Many on Wall Street are convinced that there won't be a rate hike from the U.S. Central Bank, at least in 2016. A survey conducted by Cnbc also finds out that around 60% of the respondents believe that the American Central Bank lacks a framework to take a decisive decision when it comes to interest rates. Here's Steve Leesman with the survey findings.
Markets are focused intently on this conference, looking for any direction, any hints of Fed policy, especially Janet Yellen's speech, which comes up on Friday. We'll have a bunch of Fed speakers talk about that in a minute, but we want to give you the results of the Cnbc Fed Survey, Jackson Hole edition. And they're going to be debating here a monetary policy framework. And as you'll see in a second, most people on Wall Street don't think the Fed has a framework for monetary policy. But first, let's look at the outlook for rates. And you can see they've pushed it all back once again. It was December 2016. The average respondent was expecting the first move. Now it's January 2017. When do they think the balance sheet will decline? It had been sometime after May 2017. That's been pushed back again, sometime after July 2017. The terminal rate still expected to be hit in the fourth quarter of 2018, but look how low it's gotten. It's a record low again. Just 2.29% is where they believe the Federal Reserve will stop. And here you can see here in the next screen, what you'll see is the outlook for funds rate this year, next year, and 2018, 0.61, 1.22, and 1.87. So actually, they think there's going to be a lot of tightening to come, but near term, very little. Now, let's look at the outlook, or what people think about how the Fed makes policy, and you can see that they don't think they do it very well. We asked you, you think the Fed is making policy based on the latest economic data? That's 46%. Just 38% say the Fed follows its own metric, which is the medium-term economic outlook. 16% don't know, and they're unsure. 39 economists, fund managers polled here. One more thing here. Does the Fed have a framework? 60% say no, there's no framework out there. And again, 16% don't know. Here's some of the commentary. A lot of frustration, a lot of confusion on Wall Street. Diane Swank writes, quote, "The Fed has failed to come to a consensus on communications. The blow to credibility is leaving markets pricing a form of infinite easing." And Joel Naroff says, when you base policy on current data that are volatile, you get volatile policy statements. And you have to go read my story online about this survey to read what Peter Bookvar said. It was pretty strong, his comments on the lack of any kind of policy framework for the Fed.
Okay, I'm stinging.